So, launching my own startups and product based businesses was one of the most fun things that I've ever did. And, most of them failed, of course. Um, but I learned so much and I had the most fun doing those kinds of things. And the very first one actually just happened after I got fired from this job that I was working, right? And so what I actually did was I actually went off and created my very first software startup after that. And it was such a fun and empowering uh, experience, even though I was stepping into the unknown, like, getting fired and, being stuck and, wondering how I was going to make ends meet. But even though I would go on to work other jobs after that, what happened was that that step of me stepping into being the CEO of my own uh, CEO of my own life, CEO of my own business, which was my very first startup that I launched, which failed, but in the process I became a CEO. So that then never went away because even though I would always be working some kind of job or freelance gigs or things like that over the years, what happened was that since that moment, um, almost all the time, I was now always working on my own, either a startup or a product-based side hustle like e-commerce or creating info products. So I literally got to the chance to try my hand at all kinds of product-based businesses, all kinds of product-based side hustle types, whether that's software, e-commerce, or info products and things like that. And it's been some of the most fun stuff. If it wasn't that fun, I wouldn't have done it because like working different jobs across the years, like I always had some kind of income, so then I could just have relaxed and say, well, why do I need to? But what happened was from that very first experience, I got to become literally CEO. I got to really think like the CEO of my own business. Like, okay, if I'm creating this product, what do I need to do? How do I need to plan this? And I went from working as just a software developer, where your manager tells you what to build, how to build it, tells you what needs to be done next. Now I'm taking full responsibility. I'm coming up with the product vision. I'm creating the entire business plan and everything. So that taught me a bunch of skills that, if I had never started doing my own startups, started doing my own product based side hustles and things like that, I wouldn't have learned that skill set of a CEO. And to be fair, of course, a lot of those business ideas and things projects I was working on failed for one reason or another, but I learned so many skills, and that's how I eventually actually got into marketing, because I learned that was one of the key skills I needed to be able to make my product based businesses work better. Was I needed a way to get customers. And so that was great. So I was always now in the process of failing and recognizing that something was not working, and then trying to figure out like what's missing, what do I need to add. And so what it did is it enabled me to actually discover whole new skills. Like back when I started, I didn't know nothing about marketing right. uh, I probably wasn't even aware that marketing as a thing existed. Like as a software developer, like you really don't think about marketing unless you happen to be working on a marketing product. um, which in a lot of cases I really wasn't. I was working on things that were kind of more like systems programming and things like that, where there's no marketing. Like you literally don't know that there's marketing. So these were skills that I would never have learned except by doing my own startup or my own product-based side hustle, and then encountering like, okay, I've hit a brick wall. I need to learn what is the hack, what is the trick that, and then it opened me up to things like marketing and sales, and it was kind of like this wild adventure where there's always something new. You're always discovering something completely new. At every level, there's a different kind of monster to slay, and kind of like in those dungeon type video games, which I used to play as a kid and had a lot of fun. So this was not like real life that. so, um, so I would recommend that literally to almost to every corporate worker. Like it's great because even if you fail like I did, but now I could actually go into a meeting with a CEO, and I have been in meetings with CEOs, and I could understand their priorities when they were talking about their business. So whether that's trying to sell them something and get money from them, or whether that's networking, right? Being able to network with CEOs, I could understand them because I had put myself in the shoes of being one of them, because I had been CEO of my own, granted failed startups and product-based businesses. But whether you are a CEO that's making $10 million or a CEO that's making $10,000, you're a CEO nonetheless. You're responsible for your entire business and charting the future of that business. And so it was really interesting. It caused this fundamental shift. Like since then I never really think just in my mind as an employee in everything I do. Like I literally don't think that I'm gonna have like a pension. I'm gonna be trying to get some pension from the company. I'm gonna be uh, trying to get the company to give me a good, nice retirement. Like I don't think I don't think in those terms anymore. Like the minute I went into CEO mode, everything changed. Now now I'm responsible for not just myself but my entire business. Like over the years, I've been lucky enough to have times where I in the way of building some of my side hustles, I've been able to employ some people, and that's been great, a great learning leadership experience. Um, but that also taught me a new level of responsibility, and that's kind of CEO type thinking. Is you're not the one looking to be taken care of as an employee. You actually now have to think about, how do I plan for other people's success and financial well-being and their effectiveness as team members in this operation that we're building? And so that taught me all kinds of skills, brought all kinds of new responsibilities, which if I had never gone in to do my own startups, to start my own product-based side hustles and all kinds of side hustles, I simply wouldn't ever have learned those things. And my life would have been a lot more boring, a lot less adventurous. it I'd probably be doing something maybe not so legal, just to add some excitement to life. you know so I'm glad that I got into that, and that's also why I recommend guys, like, if you're working as a corporate worker, or you're working uh, you know, in whatever capacity you happen to be working, if you crave some adventure, some fun in your professional life, I can recommend doing your own product-based side hustle business enough, because what it's gonna do is it's gonna put that CEO cap right on you. It's gonna put you in the shoes of the CEO, and what you're gonna discover is you're gonna learn a ton of skills, but also it's gonna be a lot of fun, because there are few things as adventurous as building a business. Like I mentioned, it's almost like playing a video game. there's an adrenaline rush that comes with it. There's all kinds of adventures, and there's always the opportunity to win and win big. And even when you don't win, these skills that you learn along the way can really add to you. Like, all the skills that I learned in the way of doing my own businesses. It turned out over the years that there were a lot of employers and companies that valued those skills and would employ me to actually do something for them, uh, which is how I ended up doing marketing for a lot of companies. So this was a skill that I literally was learning for my own product side hustles, for my own startups, and then it turned out that other companies were quite ready to employ me in that and to pay me for that. Some of them didn't pay much, but some of them were willing to pay me quite a lot for that. And so, I've always been realizing that the skills that I learned just for my own business turned out to be valuable beyond just being useful in my own business. So even when your business doesn't succeed right out the gate, uh, there's a lot of value to the actual skills that you actually learn, and you become more and more valuable. But you'll find like you won't really ever be fully satisfied with just being an employee. Uh, at least if you do it long enough, this side hustle thing, you'll really think like a CEO, and you'll really aim for the top, and the top is where all the fun is at. So that's all I have. If you need more resources to help you with your own side hustle journey, check out my free resources. The links will be in the description.